Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Cryptic Crossword. I realize I haven't done one of these for almost like 2 months, I think, on or off camera. And I think there's been one due to be published in a few weeks. Instead of waiting for that, I thought I'd dive back into the archives here, into 2016. Um, a reminder for anyone who is new to Cryptic Crosswords, like an American crossword, you have to put every letter in a letter into each square. But the clues are given in a different way. Each clue gives you the answer twice, once as an oblique definition and once as some kind of wordplay. Somewhere in the middle of a word is an invisible divider. On one side is the definition, and on the other is the wordplay, and we have to piece things together. There you go. There's my quick rundown. I do have to go in like 10 minutes, and that's not nearly enough time to finish, so I'll pause the video and continue later. It'll give me a time to mull things over, I guess. What did you say to criticize laid-back mafia boss? Laid back kind of sounds like it could mean like writing something backwards. I don't know, this is a weird one. The question mark also often means they're not quite following the usual rules about giving clues. So maybe it's harder than usual to get. And another like thing I usually say at the beginning of these videos, I'm not good enough to solve these on my own most of the time. I end up needing to ask for help by the end. I've solved, I think, 2 in my life without help. Over the course of like a year, basically. Their end alternative is owing money. Okay, so probably alternative is some anagram indicator. I noticed their end is 8 letters, and we have 8 here, so probably we're meant to rearrange the letters in their end to get something that means is owing money or something like that. In the red is owing money. All right, let's look at the things we have crosses for first. Greek characters embracing Newton sisters. Huh. So Greek could be the definition, maybe. No, sisters should be nuns, right? Okay, let's see why this is right. A Greek characters embracing Newton. So Nu and Sigma, I guess, are embracing Newton, i.e. the letter N, and the answer is sisters. Shortly cycling around English inn. Well, what do you call an inn? Like a hotel, obviously. I was like, shortly cycling could mean like English could just be the letter E and it goes in here somewhere. I think it can be the letter E. And then we could take something that is a short way to say cycling and put that around the letter E somehow, but I don't see how. Walks unsteadily with fishing gear. That'll be reels. Fishing gear and also a way to walk unsteadily. Run out on desolate area. Run out on desolate area. If you run out of something, you deplete. It's too long, though. You could dash by if you were running, maybe, but not running out. Don't know. All right, let's get back to some crosses then. Ingredients in Euro astonished cook. Ingredients in pitas. Those aren't really the ingredients in a gyro. Meats. Not really. Like, hero astonished. I wonder if astonished could be some kind of anagram indicator, either for cook or like gyro, and then we could put ingredients in it somehow by adding an I in the middle. But I don't see how that would work. More Greek stuff, huh? Greek wine put back into empty cups and kitchen containers. Okay, so like containers or maybe kitchen containers probably is the definition. Greek wine put back looks very much like being asked to write the name of a Greek wine backward. You know, I guess actually Greek could be the definition. And then wine put back could be writing wine backwards. Put that into empty cups. Empty cups would be like the letters CS. And I don't understand how kitchen containers would fit into that if Greek wine or Greek were the definition. Okay. After twirling rope, Carol is taking a rest. It's very tiring twirling rope, you know? Carol is very, like, specific. To carol is to sing. Like a Christmas carol, right? And if someone is taking a rest, they would be doing something-ing. So I wonder if it might end with sing, and like carol is the end of the wordplay. And then after twirling rope, we could say, oh, write carol after a word that is somehow defined by twirling rope, which you could just rearrange the letters in rope. It could be twirling, reposing. There's a way to take a rest. You repose. I'm pleased I figured that one out. That seems like a tough one. Heard someone removing foul material from heat detector. So probably heard is a mishearing indicator. We're supposed to hear a homonym wrong. Homophone, I should say. Removing foul material. So you might take out something that is somehow foul material from heat. And then the answer would, the definition would be detector, sensor. Ah, yeah, that is right. Look at that. As soon as I said it, it was like, oh, what's a detector? It's a sensor. And someone removing foul material is a sensor. If you heard that, you might think they were saying sensor. Now, what's the deal with heat? Is a heat detector just a sensor? Weird. I don't think they should put this word in, but okay. I'm not the one in charge. Still don't know about this one. Vote for Republican in 12 months. Kind of an odd time to publish that, but okay, sure. Vote for year. Yeah, I see. Yay R would be vote Republican, and 12 months is a year. Funnily enough, I should have gotten that from just 12 months, but I was like, well, a Republican is R. What could go before that? Yay. And I was like, oh, yeah, a year. That is what 12 months is. Paints harbor lights. Huh. I mean, probably ends with an S, right? But comes back with fruit. That'll be reappears. So that's coming back. And fruit is pears, and harvest is reap. Yep, checks out. Pocahontas kept somewhat focused at work. Don't know. Sadly, this whole like top left corner, I'm out of help. I've already gotten all the crosses that lead into here. That's one thing about cryptics. They don't give you like every letter being checked the way an American crossword does. So you can it can be split into more. I don't know. You can't as often go solve something else and get help on something you're stuck at. Okay, I'm not stuck yet. I just didn't see anything obvious. Excitedly fly at her like an affectionate parent. 8 letters. Fly at her is 8 letters. If it were written excitedly, it could be in another order, and it could be like an affectionate parent. Fatherly uses the letters from fly at her. Red bass or bass. I put out for puffins and boobies. I don't know. Are those songbirds? 8 letters would be songbird. Don't know. Thin muck that never ends. Thin muck could be ooze or gunk or never ends. Actually, probably just thin is the definition, right? Muck that never ends. So remove the last letter from something that means muck. Slime, slim. There you go. Got it. Got there in the end. Indeed, our group returns to bank. I don't know. Rod loves bananas and peddled too many. Oh, you know what? I bet it's an anagram for Rod loves if those letters were written in a bananas order. Peddled too many, oversold. There you go. All right, as I said at the beginning of the video, I do have to go, so I'm just going to pause the video and I'll be back in a bit. All right, and just like that, I'm back before you even had time to miss me. Dorothy's aunt crazy about hot cheese. Who was Dorothy's aunt? Auntie M? Is that right? M can be short for Esmeralda, I think, which is 9 letters. I don't think it's right. Oh, hang on, my keyboard's not typing in the right place. I don't think this is right, but it's too much of a coincidence. And we could maybe rearrange the letters of this to get something meaning hot cheese. I don't know. I don't see anything. Anyway, this could have anything to do with hot cheese. We can always come back to it later if that seems like a good idea. Remove top of toy gun. Well, what's a toy gun? A BB gun? A water gun? Maybe like a laser gun? We have a lot of crosses here. Shout 1/3 off now. $5 for tuna. We'll probably yell something. And if this is a single letter, that's be yellow, right? Like I'm looking like a yellowfin, but I don't, because that's a kind of tuna, right? Oh, I guess yeah, yellowfin tuna, and then I just have to make the rest of this all be yell. And somehow this all means O fin? Ow fin? Oh, a third off of now is ow. So what is this $5 for? How does this mean in? It's yellow something. But it might not be thin. One third off now is ow. $5 for. I mean, it's got to be yellowfin because of the tuna, right? $5 for. Weird. I don't know. Remove top of toy gun. I don't know. War protesters snarled. Can I peek? Snarled could mean like tangled up, so probably it's an anagram of all this stuff. Meaning a war protester is a peacenik. Checks difficult tricks. Oh, I suppose difficult could be an anagram indicator, so probably tricks or checks. I should say, by the way, I mentioned before, like, the New York Times crosswords version of a cryptic seems like softball, which is fine. I can only do okay at softball. I don't need to play hardball. But, like, a huge percentage of its clues are, like, anagrams or one of a couple other formulaic ways to make cryptic clues. And, like, I see stuff in the London, or anyway, the English crosswords, and they're, like, you need to know so many more ways to solve them to understand the clues. I do the New York ones because they use American cultural references, but also they're just a lot easier, I think. Checks difficult tricks. So probably tricks is being reorganized because checks is difficult to make any other words out of. So rearrange the letters in tricks to mean checks. I actually don't see anything there though. There's skirt, strick, checks, rip. It's really hard with only one vowel to do anything, right? Oh, also there's an N in it. Okay, never mind. Hmm. I don't know. Okay, I'll start looking at downs. Still don't know what this is about. Harbor lights. I guess rays are lights in a way. Portrays. Oh, I got it. How smart. A harbor is a port. And so we just write harbor and then lights. We could say port and then rays. And the whole thing means portrays, or spells portrays, which means, can mean paints. Okay, so this is maybe getting us somewhere. I don't know. Don't see what, though. What did you say to criticize? So a mafia boss is like a don. Oh, like is pardon? Does that make any sense? Laid back mafia boss. It could be NOD somehow, but that makes no sense. To criticize? I don't understand. Ingredients in gyro. Astonished cook. I don't really know what goes in a gyro. Like, just sort of your basic, like, contains meat and vegetables and sauces, and it's wrapped in bread. It kind of could be anything. Something specific to Greek cuisine that I don't know about? Probably. Okay, well, I mean, this S, well, I guess I don't know at all that there's an S here. If it were ingredients, then there would be an S, but the definition might be like cook. Cook can also be a verb, I guess. I didn't think about that. Kept somewhat focused. At work. In use. On. At. Well, it shouldn't be. I guess it could be at. Yeah, they're allowed to use just like the literal definition here. It could be at and then the word work. But then how would Pocahontas kept somewhat focused? How is Pocahontas involved at all? Oh, you know what? What if kept is indicating I'm supposed to look inside of something? On task. So, I was wrong. Kept isn't indicating that's inside Pocahontas. Somewhat is indicating that it's just part of Pocahontas kept. On task. Oops, I meant to highlight here. On task. Okay. A roast? Do you put... Yeah, to roast is to cook. Ingredients in gyro. Astonished. I don't know enough about what goes in a gyro or this kind of wordplay to understand what's going on, but this makes sense. So, I mean, it's possible that a laid back mafia boss might be a par don. I guess. But I don't understand what that has to do with criticizing. Oh. Maybe if the Don only did an okay job, you would criticize him by saying you only got par, Don? Maybe? Bit of a stretch. Shortly cycling around English Inn. Don't know still don't know this. Mary Jane May is under arrest. So we could write something meaning arrest here and then like meaning May under it. Somehow. He's lived miserably with spiteful woman. Well, he's lived is 8 letters. Miserably could be some anagram indicator. She devil is a spiteful woman, I guess. Sure. And that uses the letters. Okay, great. Speech. Improvised care plan. So are we rewriting the letters in care plan here to mean speech? It would end with an E. Probably. I'll have to come back to it. Work harder on the anagram. Traces of small flies around mid-morning. Well, what's mid-morning? Not dawn. There's a mid we could fit in here somewhere, somehow, but traces of small flies around. I don't know. Not alert. Confederate general is awoken by snake. Well, Lee, right? So is this sleep? Are we looking for a sleep somehow? Yes. Oh, I read this as awoken for some reason. No, it says constricted. So Lee is a general. He's being constricted by an asp, and it means alert. Or not alert, rather. Most of arc duplicated at mountain. That'll be most of arc is R. If we duplicate, we get RR, and then we write at, get Ararat, a mountain. Dance and drink with couple of babes. Of babes. So it's like natal kind of means of babes, although it doesn't apply here. Dance and drink. Is there a drink that shares its name with a dance that's 5 letters long? And that means couple of babes or something? Dunno. Skip this one. Said, draw someone from Bangkok. Well, this will be Thai? Yeah. Someone from Bangkok is a Thai, and if you heard someone say Thai, you might think they were saying Thai, meaning draw. Okay, this 8 blank L looks interesting. I don't know. Jesus. Dorothy's aunt. Auntie M. Okay. Crazy about? I just don't know. All right, back to more crosses. Greek wine. Ugh. Don't know. I have a D now. Red bass. I put out. What do you put out for birds? You put out a bird feeder. Put out seeds. Oh, you know what? Put out could be an anagram indicator. A red bass eye. We have an S and a D. It sounds right. I just have to figure out the anagram, I guess. Give me a minute and I'll get up a text editor to play with. So we have red bass eye. And we want to have S. Where's the D go? It goes here. That should mean like for birds, basically, right? And so the letters that we have left are R, E, B, A, S, I. Sire? Well, we could fit birds here, right? Are these seabirds? That SEARDS, that fits. And it uses the letters we had, right? EABSIR. Yeah, okay, I guess those are seabirds. I didn't know that, I just knew they were birds. Okay. Indeed, our group returns to bank. Our group returns could be us. And if it returned, it could be SU. Surely might mean indeed. But what does this have to do with banking? I mean, I'll pencil that in. It seems sort of plausible. I just don't understand how the banking fits. It's probably wrong, but it's probably some cheese. Emmenthal. Something, I don't know. Roomba. That needs an H. There's also like samba. Is that kind of drink? I also don't understand what it would have to do with a couple of babes. Hmm. Remove top of toy gun. Something refit. I don't understand what that has to how that fits anything. Airsoft, right? That's a toy gun. But oh, or Nerfs. Nerf is a toy gun. But I don't see like how you could make use of that at all. Remove top of checks difficult tricks. Stands checks. A check is a financial instrument. It's a verification of something. I don't know. Shortly cycling around English in. I guess shortly could be the definition. And then we would have cycling around English in. I don't know how you could do that. What do they call an inn in England? A hotel, right? I mean, they don't have some weird word for it. It's not like lifts versus elevators. I think they just call them basically the same thing we do, right? There's hostel. We don't really have those. Do we have those here? Like, what's the difference between a hostel and a hotel or like an inn? I never really figured that out. Look that up real quick. What is a hostel? What does hostel mean? Inn. An inexpensive lodging facility for usually young travelers that has dormitory-style sleeping arrangements, sometimes meals and planned activities. Okay. So, fine. So that's something that we could put in. Hostelry? Shortly cycling. You know what? What if, like, shortly, which is 7 letters, were being rearranged, and it was being around the letter E, rearranged because cycling. Like, we have all the letters for hostelry except an E here. So I guess that must be what it is. But I didn't know a hostelry was like a a place. I thought it was like, I don't know. Like what is the definition of hostelry exactly? It's also an inn. Archaic. Humorous? The Google suggested people also ask, you could say, what does hosterly mean? How do you spell hostelry? Huh. Okay. So one more word we got. Does that help with this? Ugh. It's a tough one. I feel like I should be able to get this, though. Run out on. Depart? Maybe. Run out is to depart. And then I'm not quite sure how the rest of it works. Could DE mean desolate and I just don't know about it? Because you could say that a part of a thing is an area, maybe. I don't see any way to desolate area. Huh. I guess I'll say that's good enough. Greek wine. Empty cups. Well, I said empty cups would be the letters CS. And there's an S here. But they don't have to be next to each other necessarily because we could put the Greek wine put back in between the C and the S into them, maybe. Wasn't this one an anagram that I could work on? No. This one maybe? Yeah. And this L looks plausible as well. So we have, all right, back to a text editor. We want to write care plan, and we have probably an L. And so the words that we have left are, the letters, I'm sorry, are CRPAN. And it should mean speech. Parlance. There you go. Easy. Is Irmenthal a thing? Or Auntie Irma, maybe? Like, I don't know. Maybe. Could this be Roomba? Could be. Not Rumma. I thought Roomba had an H in it, but maybe not. That's as good as I'm going to get down here. Irmenthal. I'm going to look that up, actually. Irmenthal. Nope, that's not a thing. Humanthal is a thing, huh? A totally different thing, though. But it must be said, it would only have changed these two letters, so it wouldn't interact with any of our crosses. Could it have been Aunt Ethel? I thought it was Auntie M, right? Humanthal is spelled this way. It's not a very popular thing. There's very few search results for this. Is it spelled wrong or something? I don't know. It looks right. And it doesn't seem to be anything about hot cheese either. I don't know. Hot cheese. Nacho? Difficult tricks. I mean, they could be stands if you were like, a bike stand, standing up on a bike, or getting a bike to stand up would be perhaps difficult and a trick. Stunts. Oh, there's another meaning of the word check that I hadn't thought of. I mean, can mean to like, as in like checks and balances, an opposing force. If you check something, you could stunt it. Traces of small flies. Smidgens? So midges are small flies. Traces of something are smidgens. So small flies are midges. Sorry, flies are midges. Small flies would be S midges. And it could be around mid-morning. The middle of morning is the letter N? That doesn't seem quite right. Mid... Oh yeah, there you go. Letter N. So you have small, and then flies, midges, around the middle of morning, which is the letter N, and the whole thing means traces. Okay. We're so close. Just 4 clues left, assuming that our other guesses are right. There's no real reason to assume they are. Remove top. Toy gun. I just have no idea what this could be. It's like, it looks like Nerf, right? We have Nerfs or something, but we have the letters, some of the letters for Nerf, but they're not in the right order. And Nerf is a toy gun. Remove top of. That could just be the letter R, actually. I don't think I've seen them use that wording in the American cryptics, but I've certainly seen it something like that in the British ones where, you know, remove end of could be the letter E. Usually the ones I've seen have been like end of remove, but sure, like remove end of is also a legal way to phrase that, just a little bit unusual, poetic perhaps. So there could be an R, and then this toy gun could be Nerf, but it doesn't make any sense. I just don't know. Oh, a rifle is a gun. I was so caught on toy guns that I didn't think about what a gun is. So how does this work? So gun, yes. Remove top of toy. A trifle is a toy, I guess? If you remove the top of that, you get rifle? Okay, fair enough. Mank sleep. Monk's leap. Bank stump. What are kitchen containers? Pots and pans. Pan? But like, what's with this P? I'm going crazy about this hot cheese. I don't know what they're even talking about. Are there cheeses that are famously hot? I guess I can look that up. Why not? Hot cheese. Is there such a thing? What is hot cheese? What type of cheese is spicy? Monterey Jack, Pepper Jack. Spicy cheeses. Oh, now this is going into my search history. No, I don't even like spicy stuff most of the time. Habanero? Not really. Pepper jack? Yeah, lots of pictures of cheese. Horseradish? Doesn't seem relevant. Multiple different kinds of cheddar. Jalapeno. Jack, yeah. There you go. That's a list of hot cheeses. Oh my god, here's a list of 50 gooey, oozy, melty recipes involving hot cheese. I don't know. I don't see any particularly hot cheeses that fit our shape here. It doesn't even have to be hot cheese, right? It could be like, oh, that's a good point. Hot can be the letter H, and we have an H here. So maybe the whole thing is going around hot. And the definition is some kind of cheese. So Dorothy's aunt. Crazy. could go around hot. I know her aunt's name is Auntie M, but I'm gonna look up Dorothy's aunt's name. I know it's like a little bit cheating to look stuff up, but I feel like it's okay. It's Auntie M, that's all. Wait. Auntie M is 8 letters. And we have the H for hot. But, like, I can't use the L then, right? Hmm. I don't know. I think I'm going to just ask for help at this point. Maybe I should look at this one a little bit longer. Mary Jane May is under arrest. It's hard to even figure out what part of this is the definition, isn't it? Detaining is kind of about rest, but doesn't fit, obviously, with what we have. Mary Jane. It's marijuana. Cannabis? Ooh, that looks exciting. Actually fits. So, Mary Jane, cannabis, may, can, and then is under arrest, which is nab. Wow, okay. Empty cups. So, C and S, that's empty cups. We're supposed to put wine back into it, I guess, somehow. So a 3-letter word for wine that we want to spell backward. Kitchen containers. And like, what's that? What's the deal with Greek? Is the whole definition like a famous Greek mythological figure or something? Can't sleep. Fits. Uh, well, we could be wrong about depart, I suppose, still. Run out is still good, but we didn't ever figure out how the desolate area works. So what if there were an... Oh, dessert. That's to run out on, and a desolate area is a dessert. Now, this makes a little bit more sense, because it can end with kitchen containers with an S. So we have Greek wine. We have wine put back into empty cups is this. And then we have kitchen containers here, I think. Blank E blank S, kitchen containers. Uh, No idea. I mean, it's not like I do a bunch of fancy cooking, but like I have things in my kitchen. I can't think of any kitchen containers that are blank E blank S. I'm sure it'll be very obvious once I've seen it, but huh. Yeah. All right, now I'll ask for help. How much have I gotten right so far? All of it. Great. So I'm only missing 8 letters. Is this really Humanthal? It like really should not be, right? It's Ermenthal. No, Ermen. I mean, I thought this, right? Maybe before. I just had never heard of it. Oh, but it's not. It's an H here. Emmenthal? No idea. M. Menthol? Menthol? Dorothy's aunt. Oh. Crazy is mental. So it's not Dorothy's aunt going crazy. It's crazy, just like a word meaning crazy, going about hot. So I knew the H was hot, but I couldn't work out the rest of it. And apparently there's a cheese called Emmenthal. Who knew? Um, Greek wine. All right, give me some help on this letter. Well, that doesn't seem to help at all. Canisters. Oh no, the whole thing is kitchen containers. Or maybe just containers. So what the heck is the wordplay here? Greek wine put back into empty cups. Oh, so CS. So I noticed at some point once I put the S here that it could be this was the CS. Um, and then we could have a Greek wine that's 7 letters long, spelled backwards. I never would have guessed Ristina is a Greek wine. I suppose it is though, right? Yeah, it's a kind of wine. Okay. Well, you got me on that one. But overall, a pretty good performance, I think. Had to look up a few things and needed help with the last couple clues, but got everything else. I'm pretty happy with it. Hope you guys were happy with the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.